Hi, I thought it worthwhile another quick go at Lave. I've got some new visualizations you might really like. Let's have a go at them, see what you think. So I did this one yesterday. So I'm trying to show Z-axis. Remember, what we're proving here, amongst many other things, is this XYZ axis. And in the interim axis theorem, we know that the Y-axis is the unstable one. So we're proving that the Earth is the unstable axis, so that the magnetic pole switches make sense. So at the center of an atom, there's the atom. Here is this shape. It is the surface of water. Water exists and must exist. If it must exist, it must have a surface. If a surface exists, is it stationary? The answer is no. Because if this represents the entire universe, the center of the universe is surface of water that's in motion. So the best way to try to picture this is that this is a bubble of oxygen. It is immersed in an infinite ocean. There is a route in from the infinite ocean into the center where it creates disturbance. It's created. There's a route into the center. Very, very, very center. Remember, that's an atom. And so can you see, what I was trying to show was, I think there's an entity of ice. An actual piece of ice forms that's literally pure ice. It's not H2O, it's ice. It's an entity of its own. Remember, it's inside an atom. And so this creates an effect on the water, and that you get light, which is underneath, coming through. You're going to get a whirlpool here, anti-clockwise. This whirlpool goes through, reflecting the material underneath. This is a clockwise rotation because it's spun round. You see, halfway up, done a 180 twist. So it's doing the clockwise now. And so this whirlpool on this side is upside down, and it's drives the motion of the piece of ice there. So this was the idea, just to really kind of give you a visualization of what Lave is saying in terms of this wave and the load structure of forces. Bear in mind that this is force. I've drawn it as water, but it's literally just force. Two surfaces pushed together. So I've tried to draw it a little bit more as a sort of three-axis thing. So I've drawn it again at a slant here. This is a ball of light. Here's my shut up, Sid. Here's my ice. Here's my whirlpool of light coming from the top, and there's the one underneath with the water going through the arrangement of the two forces. And I've cut it from the side, and look what it does inside now. Look at this miracle of wonder that's inside this document, inside this bubble. You've got all these Fibonacci spirals appearing. They're all centered off of different points through this bubble, each of these spirals, and they're all spirals. They're not circles. They are transition curves, Fibonacci. And here is the whirlpool, and here's my whirlpool. And so that here is my x-axis spinning, and the face shaping of this, the past, into the present occurs like this. As it's drawn, as it turns into it, this is drawing it this way. So the forces are pushing this thing in a anti-clockwise periodic motion. And so this is the future, and again, this is being shaped from this point. Right? This is all the actions happening here because that gravity is occurring here, off center. That's where gravity comes from. It's from all this motion going on. So here's my axis. This one's spinning. Simple thing. Here are three balls spinning this way. Easy. Yeah. Smallest moment of mass. You've got the orbital. So you've got these two entities spinning around and around the y-axis, which is here. And then you've got the z-axis in the center. And periodically it will do that. Yeah. Switch over. It does that. Okay, and so finally to go back to this. So here's the z-axis now. Obviously, a key point. That's the center. The center of the cosmos is the center of the z-axis, center of the atom. How is that held there? Well, it's held there by these supports. These are black holes at the corner of the edge of the universe, and it's tesseract theory. So this was done a long time ago, but here's the shape of the universe twisting. At this time I was trying to show all these twisting forces that are in the universe creating this distortion of the square, yeah, and that the black holes end up in the corners. And then, of course, now I realise that the z-axis is in the centre. So you can bring that back to here. Now, let's go there. Here's my tesseract shape. Here's the tesseract. That is what lies there. And it supports this structure. Right? Can you see? See the shape of this thing with its holes and its 3 axes. 1, 2, 3. So the shape inside the tesseract has to be this, to take these shapes. And that's a torus. It's going to end up being a torus because this will move as we spin around. That's not going to stay still. That just goes over there because it's spinning around actually around the z-axis. Everything must be going around there. So that's going this way, orbiting. So there's a wobble on the y-axis. That's what creates the 137 tilt of this. The gravity here creates the tilt of the y-axis, giving us the 137. The fine structure constant alpha is created there. And off we go. Yeah, a bit of a rush through, but it's hard to say where to start with this stuff. To me, it's so obvious. We have the answer, we have the truth. All I can do is chuck bits out. Someone's asked me about it. Happy days. If you don't. But to me, this is a world of wonder. Okay. Any questions, ask. Remember, love rules. Do the work. Choose.